Hey everybody, it's Tammy DeLu here in my Southern California side yard, just looking at my little, gardening efforts here. Want to tell you some things I'm doing because I have anticipated there's going to be some issues post-COVID. Trying to stay positive, and one way that I stay positive is by gardening. I really enjoy it. I always have since I was a little kid. I'm not that great at it. I would say that I don't have a brown thumb, but I probably have a little bit less than green thumb. But here in Southern California, I live not too far from Los Angeles. We have pretty good weather for certain kinds of plants. And a lot of people have been asking me, am I planting my own victory over COVID garden? And yes, I am. This is the side yard, like I said. This is what I see when I drive up. I like to see flowers and nice stuff when I drive up here. Obviously, since we are so close to the desert, I am doing a lot of succulents, and these are just some of the succulents I have. But let me tell you some interesting things that you might want to plant during the COVID, even if you don't have a lot of space. Now, you'll see my yard is very small, my backyard. We'll go see that in a minute. We'll see what I have actually done to make myself feel better mentally and physically. It gives me something to do during the quarantine. And you'll see I have a lot of rosemary. I like rosemary. I like the way it smells, when I reach down here and just grab some. I like the way it smells on my hands. And I use it to make sanitizer. I use it in my sanitizer to make it smell better. And I use it for cooking. It's really great with chicken. If you do any kind of Greek food, rosemary is a big ingredient in that. Here's something last year. I planted a little tiny nectarine tree, and it's doing really well. It's probably about, 8 or 9 feet tall now. So this is a little nectarine. There's no fruit on it yet. They usually don't fruit till the second or third year. So that weird, strange noise is our hermit neighbor. Anyway, this is the side yard, and these I've got a little rose bush back there, and I'm going to come down the path here, and you'll see that I was very blessed when we bought this place to get some fruit trees. So this is my orange tree. I'm not sure. I think they're Valencia oranges. They're pretty good. They're not as good as the neighbor's oranges next door, but they're pretty good. And let's see. I've got a lemon tree. And I've picked off most of the lemons. There's probably a few hiding in here somewhere. Oh, yeah, there's a couple still left. But you'll see it's blossoming again. Last year, I didn't get a second harvest. It looks like because we had late rain and some unusual weather this year, we got more blooms, so hopefully I'll have more lemons later in the summer. This sad-looking little pomegranate tree is kind of wilty because I had to move it, and you'll see why in just a second. Do. Oh my goodness, it's because this tree. Now, believe it or not, this tree started off as a baby just like 10 months ago, and it has really grown, and I had the pomegranate planted too close to it. So I had to move it. Hopefully my little Russian pomegranate will recover. But this is another nectarine tree, and look at this. Oh my gosh. And all I did is use some, trying to think, some fertilizer spikes for fruit trees, and gave it plenty of water, and I guess it likes the location. But look, you'll see it already has fruit, and this is the first year. So, yeah, I don't know if they're going to grow. Here's one. I don't know if they're going to grow to be big boys and girls, but it's very encouraging that it has fruit already. Over here you'll see, every garden has its failures. And here we go. Failure is my lime tree. 2 lime trees. So limes did not do well in the soil, so I'm not sure exactly why, but it's not well. So going into the vegetables and fruits arena here, I have a tomato. It's a yellow better boy. And over here's another tree. This is an almond tree. and it recovered. We had a couple of harsh days in the winter that went down below 30 for 3 or 4 days in a row and killed some of my trees. My mango tree died, even though I covered it. But this little guy seems to be growing okay. Okay, then I'm going to go over here. Is a baby Anna apple tree. So there we go. Just a stick with a few little leaves on it right now. Hopefully it will take off. Let's bring you back around on the... This whole yard was weeds when we got it, so I've really had to work hard just to get rid of the weeds. So growing in the garden, we have some plants. Calabacita squash and zucchini. And I think I might have put a cantaloupe in there also. I have some beans, and all this little stuff is going to be spinach and kale. Over here, we've got, in these pots, these cloth pots, kale, and some more Swiss chard. Going back over here, these are my little baby carrots just coming up there. I've got some more, I've got peppers, I got some more tomatoes, I got 2 more tomato plants. I intend tomatoes, I'm going to tell you, tomatoes are going to be in short supply this year. Part of the reason is because many of them, no matter where you live in the country, they come from out here in California, and because of our illustrious governor's decisions not to allow people to work, a lot of the stuff is rotting in the fields, unfortunately. So we're not going to have anybody to do to pick. The fruits and vegetables have to be hand-picked. The stuff that's mechanically gathered, like corn and potatoes and things like that, should be okay. But expect shortages of fresh tomatoes and fruit. So you may want to grow your own. Some parts of the country, they're saying there is a shortage of spinach seeds and things. So, yeah, I see it coming. Right here is some, I can't remember, what did I put there? It's either broccoli or something like that. I can't remember. I planted some more squash here. This is my giant, this was actually reseeded itself from the Swiss chard I had last year. So bugs are trying to eat it. But I'm just going to let it flower so that I can use the seeds. There's some onions coming up all over the place. Some onions and some more carrots. So, yeah. And you see what I've done with the weeds is just basically just cover it with gardening cloth and cover it all up with a lot of, a very expensive amount of mulch. And then here's my last tree, and it is a little tangerine tree. As you can see, it's blossoming. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but what I really love is, these are my roses, but this is my neighbor's orange tree, and these oranges are delicious. And so because it comes over in my yard, I get to gather up some oranges. And in the background, let's just let you see where I am. The background is, the classic California palms, but back behind there, he's got a grapefruit tree. And there's another lemon tree. So, say what you will about Hemet. It's not the most exciting town in the world, but it's in a pretty place. We've got the mountains. We've got all this good stuff. And at least I have a little small place to do my gardening. I advise you, if you have any space at all, Home Depot sells these little things called self-watering patio garden kits. They're like $30. Get a couple of those. And even if you're not raising enough to feed an army, having a little fresh fruit and vegetables when you're having stress is a good idea. I mean, just eating something that you grew really can make a great impact on you and really make you feel better. So if you can, at all, grow something. Grow some pot if you want to. I don't judge. Just grow something. Take care and have a great day.